Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll.
And we are live. Hello. All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and all that other fun stuff. Hope you're doing well. Just got here. This is my first live I've ever done. And let's see how it goes. I don't even know how many people are watching. So that's it. That's all I got. We're going to talk about music today, just getting into the past couple of reactions I've done, which would be Money, Money, Money from ABBA and Tommy J, since I recorded them at the same time, but I released them differently. Tommy J first. So we're going to talk about that, just talk about anything. If you're here and we have a live chat going on, which I have to get to. Let's see if I can actually get to that. And live chat, there we go. Now I got my live chat on. There's only one person watching. Hi, one person watching. All right, so let's get my chat out of here. Again, this is my first time doing this, so this is definitely going to be something new for me. And that's that. All right. So, last week's video was Money, Money, Money by Tommy J. And that was an incredible tune. I had a lot of fun doing it. I don't really remember hearing Tommy J before. I don't think I ever even knew who he was until it was brought to my attention, and I was very, very happy about that. So thanks for sending that to me, Scott Rooney. Appreciate that request line. For those that don't know what the request line is on my shows, it's where Patreon tier patron has, their monthly membership, and they get one song per month that they get to choose that I react to. And Scott Rooney has been giving me doubles a couple times. He gave me I'm a Marionette in the past with from ABBA, as well as ABBA and Ghost, and then we just did Money, Money, Money with Tommy J doing the cover. As a matter of fact, I believe they're both Swiss, which is funny. Ghost, Tommy J, and obviously ABBA. So that's pretty much what we did the other day, what the request line is all about. So that's that, if you weren't familiar with that. So yeah, I get a chance to listen to the song first, and Money was good from ABBA. I thought it was very uniquely done. We just watched the premiere of that shortly ago. Recently? That's a word. And that was an awesome, premiere. Had a whole bunch of you guys watching, a lot of interaction. Pardon me, half a second. I had to mute the mic. So let's see something here. Put my main logo up on the screen. That's cool. All right. So thank you again to those that have been members here, those that have subscribed, and those that are watching this eventually, which is not many. So make sure, if you are watching this live, get in on that chat. I'm going to say hello to everybody. All right. So music in general. Let's talk about what I've been doing here on this channel. Just full-blown reactions from my perspective. I am a Gen Xer. I was born in '69, grew up, raised in New Jersey, and, that comes in a little bit of Jersey attitude and, things, which you may have seen on screen, which you've definitely seen me dealing with the trolls on my in my feed. Whenever I get comments, sometimes I let them through. And those that are new here, just so you are aware, this is actually a really good format to tell you what's going on. So the format of my show in that, oh my God, it literally just lost my thought. That's funny. Wow. All right. We're going to take a drink of water and see if my thought comes back to me. All right. So, born in 69, Gen Xer, Jersey attitude. You've seen that in my video. You've seen that in my comments. There we go. So I don't hold back sometimes. I don't really have a filter. I try to, so I can make this more, family friendly, or, just not cursing my face off the whole entire time or just, giving a crap ton of attitude. I could. It's easily done. But I try not to. So anyway, I've been into music for so long, and I just wanted to finally start sharing my experience with it, my ability to listen to and separate layers in music and production and things of that nature, because I, did a lot of that with my band way back in the day, worked with a couple of bands in between before, and just learned the production side of things. And, being a guitar player, there's my guitar over here, and a singer, I understand both sides of that in the studio, as well as I played drums for a small period of time. Not great, but I understand it. And everything else, no keyboards, no nothing talent-wise for me. And bass is hilarious in my hands. So it's too funny. Can't do it. Not my thing. I'm a guitar player. What are you going to do? But I'm a rhythm guitar player, so that's a big difference. All right, so I got a couple people watching right now, so hopefully you guys will interact. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. I'm going to throw a little poll up here. Oh my Lord, my caps lock was on and it looks ridiculous. Woo, that's funny. And by the way, lives are fun. There is nowhere for any hiccups, any edits, no nothing. So when I have to pause and do this, I have to pause and do this. It is what it is. I'll figure this live stuff out eventually and, make it a more specific show or whatever. All right, I'm going to send a little poll out there in case anybody feels like throwing that up there. All right, so hi, by the way, whoever's watching, let me know who's in the chat. Say hi, and let's talk. So I want to know from your end what your first concert was. Tell me about your first concert. Let's talk about that for right now. How old you were, the venue or where it was is fine. Either one of the two. As much detail as you want to go into, and tell me the story behind it. Like, was it a band you wanted to see? Excuse me. Your favorite band, someone dragged you to one, XYZ, whatever the reason is you went to go see your first show, live. Like, we're talking national, internet, like you have to go buy a ticket and go to an arena, not, well, let's say you went to a local joint, because some people got a chance to see these incredible bands when they started off like nowhere. Like, I was just out in LA recently for the Ghost Ritual, the final show on their tour, and I went to the Whiskey A Go-Go. So many bands started in there. We're talking about Rat, Warrant, GNR. I believe Van Halen was going through that at the time. Whiskey was like a popular venue. But yeah, tell me in the chat what your first show was, and let's talk about that. That would be awesome. My first show, which I can actually show you. I don't normally like to take this ticket out too much because it is old, but this one is my first show ever. 38 Special, Bon Jovi opening. That's hilarious. So Bon Jovi opening. Let's go. Focus, baby. September 17th. Oh my Lord, this does not want to focus on here. Come on, buddy. Let's go, camera. Let's try it again. February 17th, 1986. And the 17th, February 12th. I can't even read my own thing. Anyway, February 12th, 1986. Friday night, I sat in section 235, row 13, seat 6. This ticket cost me $13.50 at the Meadowlands, which was the Brendan Byrne Arena, became the Continental Airlines Arena, became the Izod Center, and then it disappeared. But back in the day, Meadowlands Arena, as it shows on there. This is really funny. Come on, grab. There it goes. So now you can see most of it. St. Pauli Girl presents. That was a beer back in the time. So yeah. East Rutherford, New Jersey. Bon Jovi, my very, very first concert. It was fantastic. I was 17? Yeah, 17. Oh my Lord, man. That show was just incredible. And the funny thing is that a lot of people at the show decided that when they were done listening to Bon Jovi, since that's his home state, he's a Jersey boy, grew up in the Sayreville area. Sambora was around Woodbridge, things of that nature back in the day. So that being said, the New Jersey locales and everything were just awesome for us. You had a Stone Pony, to Convention Center down in Wildwood. There's a lot of Jersey joints that, went crazy, but the Meadowlands, that's the big boy. Giant Stadium was next door, but the concert arena. So anyway, getting into the story, God, I'm not exaggerating for point, I don't think, but it looked like to me, once Bon Jovi was done, an opening act, right? When they were done, between 60 to 70% of the arena emptied, just emptied. They were done. They paid their $13.50 to see Bon Jovi. Because nowadays you wouldn't even think about doing that, especially if you paid decent money for a ticket. You wouldn't bounce for a $100 plus ticket. You know what I mean? Even today, because $13.50 then is a hell of a lot more today, but you still wouldn't leave. I wouldn't anyway. Also, I wouldn't go to a show of someone I didn't want to see, but I did want to just see Bon Jovi. Yeah, so they bailed everyone, and I just said, let me see what they sound like. Now, then I didn't know them at all, really. I mean, maybe one or two songs on the radio. It was 86 at this point. I was 17, like I said, and I listened to whoever I was with. I listened to the first song, and like halfway through the first song, I'm like, yeah, not my thing. I'm good when you're good. And he's like, yeah, let's get out of here. So we bailed. We were one of the 60 to 70% of the people that bailed on that show. But it was worth it. It was so great to see Bon Jovi open, which was amazing. It was during the Slippery When Wet timeframe. And that was before it broke, like before the big hits hit the radio. Living on a Prayer wasn't a thing yet. Bad Medicine, I believe, was that first one that broke them. I think so. I got to look it up again, but it was amazing. So by the end of that tour, they were the headliner, but as it started and where I got to see them opening act, it was so funny. So remember, let me know what your first show was in the chat and go from there. And we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on, say hi. Can only talk about so much for so long. But anyway, just kidding. All right, so let's see. First show, that's done. And does anybody have any questions for me? That's in there, by the way. If you're in here, hit me up with a question. That would be awesome. Somebody said yes to my my question of should I do a Q&A. So if anybody's there and you want some Q&As, you want some questions, feel free to throw them at me. We're on about a 30-second delay, by the way. So your question might not show up immediately. See, we're watching this 30 seconds. Oh, hi. All right. So let's see. I got one from Maria844 EIVA. I'm not even going to try to do the last part. So we'll just go Maria. Hi, Maria. Thanks for your show. Let's see. Last summer, that was your first show? No way. Really? All right, let's see. Last summer at 51 Hammerfall. Oh, okay. Tungsten Art Nation, all metal bands at an outdoor arena out in the wilderness. Nice. Trying something new now. Yeah, right. When I don't have kids, but I totally get that math. When the kids are gone and you got that free house again, it's time to start being a child once again, right? And I will agree with that. I still haven't given up my childhood stuff yet. I still do all the things that my 17-year-old self wants to do when it comes down to music or enjoyment in life and all that. My light does not seem to be bright enough, huh? Let's fix that. Let's get some more light in here, huh? Jeez. That's a little better. Yeah, that works out pretty good. Cool. Now we're better. All right. Now that I got that on there. So, Maria, thank you again. Appreciate that. That is awesome. If you have any questions, feel free to send them at me. Let's do a quick Q&A. Why the hell not? Answer viewer questions live. Why not? Let's see. I don't even know if this works. Let's see. I'm just going to say, let's do this. Q&A. I don't know how the hell that works. We shall see eventually, I guess. Oh, this is wild. I have no idea. I need to get back to my live chat. There we go. All right. So that's that. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about favorite bands. If I don't have any questions coming in yet. This is so fun, by the way. Those that are watching this live. First time someone goes live or handful of your early lives, you'll end up talking to yourself, which is pretty much what we do anyway. When we do reactions, we're like literally talk to ourselves on here. You're there. I know you're there. I appreciate that. But in retrospect, I'm sitting here in my studio alone. Doggy's not even in here right now. So that is that. Let's see. Is there a thing over there? Yeah, there we go. Aha. Now I got some info. Again, learning all this stuff. So where are my people? Where's my questions? I see 6 of you are watching at the moment. All right, so favorite bands. Let's get back to that. Growing up, I listened to a lot. My family were not musically inclined. Okay. I did not have musical influences from my parents, from any family. It was found out in the world. My very first listen to rock music, and I feel like getting up and showing it to you because it is technically right there on my wall. Kiss Alive was my very first introduction to heavier rock. I was listening to some 70s stuff. I would assume it was on a radio or whatever was around, but I didn't really listen to anything heavy. Now, this is, 75, I think that came out? I was 6 years old, and that was it. I had a taste of it, and that was the end of it. That like opened up the doors, the floodgates. Kiss Alive, Ace Frehley. Miss you, dude. Holy shit. You are a weird MFer, but you are the reason I wanted to love music and rock, and I wanted to play guitar. I started playing at 9. This guitar that's here, I got when I was 15. I'll even show it to you. I got to get her fixed, but this is my original baby. It is a Fernandez, for those of you that are familiar with guitars. There you go. It says Fernandez underneath my 7-Up Spot Dude. Anybody remember the 7-Up Spot Dude? He's literally been on there with Funtac. You can see the Funtac underneath him, that blue crap. He has been on there since I was a kid, probably since I was 17. But yeah, this was my baby. I got to get her fixed again. I got to get new strings. I got to get her cleaned. I haven't touched it in so long. But it's time to start learning again. But I did put a DiMarzio double coil humbucker on it. I did put a Kramer locking tremolo system on here, as well as the nut lock up top, or excuse me, the string lock up top. Has a nice fine tunes down the bottom, and 5-position switch. Really nice. So that's my guitar from back in the day. Figured I'd finally get a chance to show you what the hell that was. Oh, there we go. You've done some ABBA reactions. How did that happen? There we go. So there's a question. Ta-da! All right, Maria. Oh, by the way, can you let me know, Maria, how long you've known of my channel? How long you've been watching, so I know where you came in the the literal ABBA timeline, because I was only doing. Okay, here's the story. I was doing like the 80s decades, things like that, 80s, 70s, 90s. I was doing those decade videos, like top 100 videos or top 100 songs of the decade. And it's somebody's opinion of what was like the top songs on like Euro, UK, and US lists. It was not like specific like Billboard US or nothing. And it was a big mashup. So I didn't know some of the US songs. But anyway, getting into it, I started doing ABBA because I was trashing them. When I was a kid, I got stuck listening to them so many times by family members in a car ride or in the house or whatever, tape player, whatever the hell it might have been. And I wasn't a fan of it because it got shoved down my throat so much. Very similar to if you work retail or you're in the mall all the time or whatever the hell it might be, where somewhere you work or you've been where they loop music over and over and over again for a whole season. You do not want to listen to that music ever again, right? So when I saw ABBA show up in those decade videos from mostly the 70s, and there was some 80s, I think, I would be like, not them. I can't stand them, blah, blah. And I would say something, off the cuff, but always trashing them. And they were the only one I really trash in every video. Every time they come out, I think I didn't say anything once, maybe the first time they showed up. But one of my viewers decided to get me going on that. And he called me out. Cristiano, I'm talking about you. It is his fault. Cristiano is the one that gave me shit. I will say it straight out. He's like, why are you trashing? Oh, his message was a big giant Jersey salute to me on why I'm trashing ABBA so much. And I thought to myself, you know what? The last time I truly paid attention to them, I was 15 years old, right? So when that happened, it was, like I said, I just heard it so many times. So I just had that as the stagnant thought process. Can't stand ABBA, done, whatever. But then I thought to myself, well, wait a minute. Why am I going to judge a band by that stupid child brain who didn't have any musical experience and only, was very la la la. So I just read your statement. I'll get to that in a second. I got to stop looking at the chat until I'm ready. So when I started thinking about that, I'm like, well, it's 40 years later. I started the channel when I was 55, and it's literally 40 years later. Let's listen to them for the first time. And I did The Visitors. That was my very first video of ABBA. And that was my first reaction. I was going to start doing reactions literally, but I didn't know where to start, who to deal with. I was going to do potentially like, I'm from Jersey, but I never listened to Bruce Springsteen. But do people really care about that? I have no idea. So I also hadn't listened to other specific types of artists that I was going to get to. But then when I started the request line on Patreon, I had my first major contributor and patron was Scott Rooney, and he started giving me a whole bunch of ABBA songs and a lot of like off the cuff stuff. I had to do Barbra Streisand, but the ABBA one started from that. So literally it went from, so now to sum up that 5-minute story, I had no idea where I was going with reactions, trashing ABBA, getting shot down in my comments by Cristiano. Thank you, by the way, for that. And then I started doing ABBA reactions and it took off. That first video is absolutely ridiculous how much it took off. It was insane. The first video I did, The Visitors, it was like the earliest one, February 20th. It's been over a year. Right now it's sitting at 31,000 842. To me, that's a monster because, you know, some of my I was actually shocked it went over what it did. I was so pleased with the ABBA fans. And that's where it started. Like I went, this is what people want to watch. Not me caring about Bruce Springsteen, which barely has any views in comparison right now. And, you know, ABBA is in my top 5. They're number 1, number 3, number 4, and number 5 when it comes down to my views. And it's like, I love it. I fell into them accidentally. And I'm so grateful I did because it literally created my channel. That's why I have so many ABBA songs. And it was just so much fun. So that's where that came from. So there's how my ABBA reaction timeline started. And I don't think it's ever going to stop. So there you go, Maria. Thank you for your question. I appreciate that. Let me see what else I got here. So you said my Tommy J reaction, you're from Sweden. So oh, absolutely. Yay. ABBA's part. Is that, is the Modermilk, the way you said that, is that meant to be, like here we would say like mother's milk, like, you know, that's what you're fed. That's what you're bred on and born into. That's what they give you in Sweden. That's the band. That's what I was assuming. Like over here in the United States, like back in the day, it was Elvis. Like he was fed to you all the time. You know, that was the big boy, that I can think of like that. But yeah, it makes sense that, ABBA would be, that for you. It makes complete sense. Let me see if there's any more questions here. I don't think so, but just yours. Yep, don't see anything sitting in there to my knowledge. All right, so thank you for that. I'm just reading everything. So anyway, Maria, thank you so much for the question and your comment. And thank you for watching from Sweden. What the hell time is it over there? Oh, yeah, it's not bad. 8:45. Not bad. You guys are 6 around. So that made sense, huh? The mother's milk is mother's milk. Got it. Perfect. So yeah, again, 30 seconds behind. So don't forget, when you comment, it takes a little time for me to see your comment and then get it out to you. But it'll look normal to you, I would assume. But I'm 30 seconds behind. So, yeah, that's all I got on that. So where were we? Favorite bands rather, and first shows. So yeah, Maria, let me ask you that. So the Hammerfall show, were you, was that your very first concert ever? Oh, hey, Annika, I know you. You've been here before. You've been in my chat. How are you today? Same upbringing in which way? ABBA in your face and stuck in you, or mine where I was a little kid and started liking rock music? Where are we going with that? And feel free to throw some questions at me, or you can tell me what your first show was as well. Yeah, I can read your weird chat stuff. Don't you worry. 9 4. Okay, so it's set. Oh yeah. Yo, you guys don't, we just sprung ahead. We just got our hour. So when I went to sleep at 12:30, it was technically 1:30, you know, by the time I woke up. Yeah, it was funny. I woke up this morning at 10:30 a.m. here and I'm like, oh my God, how did I sleep so freaking late? Right. And I'm like, oh, it's really only 9:30 and that's normal. You know, I stay in bed a little longer because the dog's next to me. So funny. Anyway. Yeah. So I get it. So wait a minute, 1947, that would be 5:47. Am I off from I'm thinking where you guys are? Huh. Or maybe that's because my time just changed and it's fine. Let me see. I have this thing over here somewhere. Let's see. Stockholm, 7:48. That's what it says on my time. 7:48 p.m. Oh my God, that is right. You said 19. That is 7. I'm like talking about sleeping and I'm like, can't talk. Yeah. So you are absolutely correct. And Annika, ABBA on repeat. Gotcha. Holy cow. I couldn't stand it when I was a kid. Like, it wasn't fun for me at all. If it wasn't constantly replayed, I probably would enjoy it. You know, I would have gotten into them a little bit, but it was like, okay, I'm sick of hearing this goddamn song. or songs. I really don't remember what they were. I can remember Mamma Mia. That one I can remember. And Dancing Queen was all over the place. Now, see, like I thought that beat was great. You know, I was a kid, so disco was cool. I was listening to Xanadu, and I liked the disco. Saturday Night Fever was amazing. Stuff like that. The Bee Gees I thought were a cool band. They weren't really my style to go listen to them or not, but I liked some of that stuff. The dance part of it was amazing. But yeah, it was such a different thing with disco, so I really didn't get into it a lot, but I'll tell you, I probably would have enjoyed it if it wasn't jammed down my throat. Hear a song here and now. Oh, I remember this song. This song's pretty good. That kind of thing. Or, oh my God, I've heard this song so many times. I don't want to hear it. Please, holy crap, turn that damn thing off. And as a kid, you don't talk about that. So, yeah. All right, let me see. Maria just added to my statement here. Let's oh yeah. Hi Annika. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing live. It just kind of happened after I did my premiere earlier. I was like, yeah, why not? I want to start doing these once a week, with some themes and things to talk about. And just wanted to throw today up there as a mishmash of who cares what we talk about. Just be anything, just music based. Let's see, Maria. I went to the People Park as a child. They had an artist and a dancer doing the band play. Oh, okay. That's fair. That's awesome. So Status Quo, huh? That was interesting. Status Quo. Oh my Lord, my brain cannot think of their song. Having a brain fart. Annika, really enjoyed the Tommy J. Yeah, seriously. I was so excited. Like, how hard it is as a reactor to want to just, well, let me tell you, you might not know. As a reactor, I want to react to almost everything brand new. Nice, Maria. Not a concert. I hear you. I try to listen to everything brand new. Meaning I don't want to go and just randomly listen to something just because I want to hear them and then go, oh my God, that would have been a great thing to react to. Give you an idea. There was one song in my 80s, or damn, it might have been 90s, and that, favorite, or the top songs of the decade. It was, now I can't think of his name. Mark something, I can't remember. It was a really, really cool song. I have to go look it up. I should have, known, but the idea there was I listened to the song for the first time and I was like, oh, I should have done this reaction. This would have been a great reaction. And that's why. So Tommy J, getting back to him, there's a Duran Duran song on there that I want to hear because that's my favorite band of all time. There is, I'm going to get rid of that logo. There is a whole bunch of Queen songs on there. There's a whole bunch of ABBA as well. There's so many others that are on there that I can't remember off the top of my head that he's done, like some Celine. He does a lot of female vocalists because his range is ridiculous. So my point is, I want to hear more Tommy J so badly, but I don't want to lose out on an opportunity for a first-time reaction, right? So I'm going to go back in timeline for a little bit, like 4 months. So I don't mind if this is live and I talk about it in my shows. Mental health is a very big thing and important to talk about, especially men's mental health. So I've been dealing with my own mental health, not going to go into detail, for a decent period of time. But recently, I just kind of got, I'm going to be hyperbolic about it just to be, silly and goofy and not get all personal, just to be, It's like, I feel like I got punched in the face, like just literally got punched in the face, kicked in the head, whatever you want to call it. And I lost my momentum, my desire to create, to record. I just didn't have it in me. They say, you don't have enough spoons or whatever your version might be where you're watching from. I just didn't have the spoons and I just couldn't find myself getting up and recording and, doing anything, not even editing. It took, God, I'm going to look right now to verify. the last thing I uploaded before Tommy J and Money 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 was Bowie, and that was another request line. I haven't even done any regular first time reactions since October. So then it took me to November 4th to get out Bowie, and then the only thing I did was a small little silly video for Thanksgiving. And then, from November 4th to March 1st. So you're looking at December, January, February, March. It's like 4 months. Literally a third of the year just gone. I didn't do anything. But now I've had a little bit of a break, if you will, a positivity thing. I've had a lot of momentum, a lot of motivation, had some new ideas for shows. I have some new ideas for stuff for you guys, new ideas for a couple other things. And the mental health stuff is finally better to where I want to start doing this. Now I got to get myself behind the camera again. Now I'm doing live. That's a big difference. I've never gone live before. So this is a new thing for me. So this is a lot. It may seem like it's a lot larger or whatever, but going live is easy, quote unquote, because I don't have to edit. I don't have to do a thing. Once this is done, it lives up there forever. So that's where it's at. Anyone else that is in the chat, please come and say hi. I can't even tell how many people are in here right now. Let's see. I see 7. And I got a couple more things to read on the side. Oh, I got a new person. Let me see. Let me see who this is. I got to go view your channel so I can say your name correctly. Airy Blue. I'll take that. We'll just call you Airy Blue, unless you want to call me something else. How you doing, man? Good to have you. So let's see what you said here. Thankfully, positive reaction on episode. Yeah, right. Keep on doing that. Ever considered to do it with their solo projects? I have not. I have not thought about that because in my brain, there's so much ABBA to do in general. It's like it could take me years if I do one song a week to do all of their stuff, right? You're looking at 52 songs in a year. I think they have that on their most recent greatest hits, whatever they call that version, the one from 24, I want to say. I'm probably wrong, but the newer version that has a double album, it's totally full. It would take me forever, but I have not. I know Frida's, there's something going on. I discussed that in one of my videos. I could not believe that was her when I realized it was like, that's Frida. Okay, holy cow. I've never paid attention to it because I never paid attention to ABBA to know who was who when they did solo stuff. So, yeah, I don't think I ever thought about that. And I know they also have some other stuff there. Just, yeah, Maria just added Bjorn and Benny's musicals and things like that. I don't know if that's something I want to bring on because there's so much other stuff I can do from them as well as music I want to do from everybody else. There's so many other people that I want to get to. And I just don't want to stray out too far and, go way too far off the path for me to come back. So I'm going to leave it where I am with, the bread and butter right now with doing ABBA's main stuff. And I'm going to do more Tommy J because, oh my God, I can't wait. I think the next one I'm going to do is Duran Duran because, that's close to my heart and I'll be able to go, what'd you do to my song, dude? And see what like his version of Money, 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 in my opinion. And I know I'm going to get slapped for this. Sonically sounds better to me because that's more my style. The original, now that I've heard that one, sounds boring. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not boring because as you saw in my reaction, if you go watch that one, I loved it. But I'm glad I listened to that one first because if I heard Tommy first, it would have been like, oh my God. But I can't wait to hear what he does. And again, I'm not slapping ABBA. I don't need you guys to comment on, that I'm trashing the band again. I'm just saying I appreciated that a lot for what it was. That being said, I want to do that Ordinary World, I believe he did. And, I've heard a song a bajillion times, and that's my favorite band. I know exactly what it sounds like perfectly. Let's not, ruin it. We'll see what he does. All right, let me get back to the chat here. Maria, welcome to okay, got it. Come to the chat. Yes, Tommy is releasing once a week now? Once every 2 weeks? I know he slowed down a little bit. I don't remember off the top of my head. All right, so let's see the rest of this stuff. So anyway, hi, Airy Blue. I appreciate your statement. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Maria. Oh, yeah. Okay, got that one. And Airy Blue again. Thanks. Doing well here. Hope you're doing all right. Totally understandable. Take your time. Oh, yeah. I thank you. I appreciate that. I will get to these songs and all that. I'm glad you joined. How, by the way, the three of you that are talking with me in the chat right now, Maria, Annika, and Airy Blue, how long have you been watching my videos? I'm very curious how long you've known of my channel and what was your first one you watched, if you remember. I'm just kind of curious how people are viewing things out there and, what they're seeing and going from there. It's kind of cool to find out, like the question of what was your first show? All right, let's talk favorite bands. Let's see. So I got three in here BSing with me. What are your favorite bands? And let's tell me. So that I'm looking at something on here for YouTube, but that's not how we want it. It's not how, sorry, that's not how it works. All right. And let's see. That's it. So anyway, so thank you for watching, by the way. I appreciate you supporting the channel. If you've liked, subscribed, donated, whatever you think you might have been, to those that are out there, my members and anything else, those, the lives will have super chats, things of that nature to do as well. So I appreciate all of you and what you've brought to me and how you appreciate what I'm doing, because this really means a lot to me. This was for my mental health. I needed to do something music related again, and I stepped away from some things I was doing in the past and no longer doing that. So I had to do some music stuff, and this was it. I'm like, there's so many creators out there, but there's only one of me, and I'm gonna put my mark on my little corner of YouTube and go from there. All right, Annika, let's see. Spoons. Alanis Morris, 10,000 spoons, and all you need is a night. Exactly, right? Been at Toto in Sweden. And nice. 25 to 28 years ago. That's cool. Was that your first show? When you saw Toto, or was it just a major one that you love? So let's see, Annika, this summer I found you. I think it was an ad. Of course. Nice. Thank you. And you've been here. God, it's going on a little over half a year, going on a year, because summer's on its way. We're finally getting warm weather out here, by the way. We've been freezing to death. And we got lucky from a snowstorm. Oh, I don't know if anybody saw the snowstorm that hit over here last week. We got like 3 inches, 4 inches at that. And I knew people in different parts of Jersey that got hammered, got destroyed. We got less where I'm at right now, or where I was staying, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was crazy, but spring's coming, summer's coming, and it's like finally 55, 60 degrees out here, where it was like 30, 40 past couple days. It's supposed to be 70 something tomorrow. But that's not music. Let's go back to music. Let's see what's next. Since last year, to be honest, my first show, of course, is ABBA back in 70. Wow. Okay. So you saw them in 78, 79. That's awesome, man. I was 9 and 10 years old at that point. So that's not me. So, cool. I'm seeing like this weird stream showing me what's going on my side TV over here. And I'm like watching myself sew the Bon Jovi ticket again. I don't know why. That's funny. All right. So yeah, first concert for me was 86. Maria. Hey, there's Maria. Let's see. He went from every week. Yeah, that's what it was. Much happening right at the Majestica album. Yep. I saw about that. Oh, he did. He opened up for someone in Stockholm. Nice, dude. So he's touring. Ish. That's really cool. Yeah. Just so you guys know as well, I want to be starting a new little show type of thing, where I'm going to be speaking to musicians, whether they be huge or whether they be internet famous like Tommy. But he's also famous with Sabaton and Majestica. But you know what I'm saying is there's some other people that are just like, they've made their mark on social media. Like I didn't know about Tommy until, I don't know, 2 months ago when I got the reaction to do on my request line. So that's what I'm getting at. I want to get in touch with musicians. I have some access to some. Long story short, I'm going to be asking a handful of questions. And my first idea, so as an artist, I think this would be great to ask. And from the fans' perspective, so You guys are my fans, so let's get a yes or no on this thought process. If one of your artists, or just in general, just a musician, artist, singer, whatever it is, band member, was to answer questions that are not silly, but they're casual, calm, off the wall, coming from left field, whatever you want to call it, unexpected, from the perspective, your answers are from the perspective of themselves as a 10-year-old, and then from their perspective as a 15-year-old. So a little 5-year gap, which is a major thing, because when you're a little kid, like around age 8-ish, you start understanding self. You start having likes and positives and things you enjoy and things you hate, and music is a thing as well. So that is the idea. But then when you're 15, your musical tastes have changed, posters on your walls have changed, your favorite food could have changed, those things like that. I'm going to be asking them. So I'm having like 13 questions, and that's what I want to do from the perspective of a 10-year-old, perspective of a 15-year-old, answering the same questions. And then the final question is going to be something along the lines of, if you could sit with that age person, 10 and 15 of yourself, not talk about, future, past, whatever, changing the future and all this stuff. If you could talk to them for, say, an hour, what would be the topic that you would both be talking about that would be just cracking you both up? Or if you're something, I'm not sure how, I haven't ironed it out yet. Or if you wanted to ask them something specific of a memory that you remember, but you don't remember all of it, like a favorite memory, and you can talk to that kid who just experienced it within a year or two or a month before or whatever it might have been, and you can get the full detailed story. Like, what story of your life would you want to talk about? So that's the idea behind it. That's the one type of show for Q&A type thing like that. Like interviews, but not talking about, what's your favorite band? What was your influence? When did you first start? None of that stuff. Everybody knows that stuff. Everybody interviews bands like that. I'm talking about what was your favorite breakfast cereal? What band was on your wall? Did you have a girlfriend at the time, a boyfriend, a significant other? Did you think you were going to marry them? Awesome, weird little, like your favorite dinosaur, your favorite ice cream flavor, like just silly stuff like that. But to where, as a fan, you might want to hear it and get some of those answers. So that's that. And the other potential show that I literally just popped into my brain the other day, I'm thinking about doing. Now, granted, I got to get back and doing reactions. I get that, but I want to, kind of go out and do some other things. This one I'm going to be doing live. So this is going to be a live show. And this is what I think I'm going to be doing my lives for. So I'm thinking about doing what I did during the pandemic. I ran a show with a wheel that had themes on it. Songs that instantly get you out of a bad mood. These are all like the themes. You're giving me a song that instantly pops in your brain for it. Cause it's one of your loved favorite songs that fits into this theme. And, the first 25 people that, see the post for the video, I'll be posting the submission thing 24 hours before the live, or maybe more. And you guys get to put in your songs based on that theme. And the first 25 people that give me a song, I'm going to cut it off at 25. They're all time stamped and everything. I'm going to do a Google document, or a Google form, and you guys can send me your answers to that, and it populates really well. So that is the idea, the theme, like number one songs. So the song had to be number one somewhere on a major chart in country, my country, any country, one hit wonders, things to that nature, killer ballads, anything from the, your 80s decade, your 90s decade, 70s decade, stuff like that, just your favorite songs and whatever else. And there's 25 people, they're going to go on a wheel, and just the songs are going to go on the wheel. And that way you guys don't see the names. I'll have the name, and I'll give a shout out to whoever gave it to me. But then we're going to discuss that song for a few minutes, and, my opinion of it, everyone in the chat's opinion of it, things to that nature. So that is a thought process there. And then we'll just go through as many of the songs as possible. And then I want to try to have, I can't think of the word I want to do. I'll get into that in a minute, but I just want to do that. That's what I want to try to do for my lives. And if it shifts, it shifts, but I want to call it, we're going to call it Quarter in a Jukebox, or Quarter in the Jukebox, because it's 25 people. So it's 25. And since it's a random throwing songs at me based upon the 25 individual viewers, it's going to look like a jukebox. It's going to look like, a complete plethora of genres, styles, sounds, decades, unless it's a decade video or theme, but you got my point. So that's the idea there. So I see Annika says the wheel sounds fun. Let me get back to some of this here. For the biggest, sure, been to, okay. And I got Tom, more Swedish bands. Yeah, 100% Swedish bands I've probably never heard of. I know who Tom Jones is. I know, obviously, Jethro Tull. Jan Schaffer? Not sure. It sounds familiar, though. Weird. All right, so moving on. You've been to, okay, some skilled musicians. Got that. Cool. Maria, we'll put the link in the reaction, on this reaction to live fan-made recording on the, oh, what? Live fan recording. That's cool. Oh yeah, that might be neat. Yeah, I don't think that'd be something that, oh, you want me to, oh, never mind, his reaction too. So yeah, I want to check that out. Absolutely. All right. Or I'll just put some live on the tour, and cool. That's awesome. Thank you. And I'm glad you like the wheel sound. That's really cool. What is a Q&A? Oh, okay, Armin, hold on. That would be a question and answer. So if you have any questions for me at all, about my show, about how I do things, how I edit, where I come up with my songs, my experience in my Howling Wolf, that was hilarious. I got to turn my phone off. I didn't even think to put my damn phone on silent because I don't usually get bombarded. Yeah, so that's that. So questions and answers. Question and answer. So I will answer anything I can, and if I can't, I will tell you no. If it gets too personal or too weird or whatever. That's that. All right, so we're on favorite bands. I was telling you about the 2 new shows. Oh yeah, so any thoughts on the Q&A? Would you, like, say if I got a chance to sit down with Tommy J and do like a Zoom call and interview him? The Tommy J fan base, since I have one in here, how would you feel about that? If I was to have Tommy on a Zoom and ask him all these really cool, rando, fun, personal type questions that are not music based. And obviously, by the way, during that, they have any time. It'll most likely be before the questions. If they have anything they're promoting, current album, band, project, anything they want to talk about their songs, anything that they're giving to the world, you know what I mean? Any of their product they put out, content, whatever word you want to use, and let them do that. But then, then it's not business anymore. It just goes into the silly questions. So what do you guys think about that one? Give me a yay or nay on that thought. And Annika, one of those electric guitarists. Yes. One of their, do you remember the guy's name? Because, oh my God, their main guitar player. I think I mentioned him in one of my most recent ABBA videos as well. That I think, is that guy playing? I think that's him playing. You can just kind of tell. Excuse me. And it was fun listening to him, like just knowing that they have a specific guitar player all the time. Like Elton John has John Stone. He's been playing with him forever. And that guy is amazing. And I think he's incredible. Yeah, Tommy J, no kidding. So that would be cool. You would get an audience, that's for sure. Okay, cool. So I think I would. Now, it's going to be real hard to get other musicians, obviously. I even tried for Ghost when I went out to LA, but there was no tour interview press type things going on towards the end because it was the last show and they were like, we're done for a while. So nice, Maria. Oh my God. I literally just lost my thought again. Ghost list. Oh yeah. List of getting bands and musicians. So I have access because I hate saying that. I'm friends with from the past. This is like 20 plus years ago. A really, really great singer, in my opinion, Cece Coletti. Incredible girl, incredible singer. I met them way back when. Her husband was a bass player at the time, and they were down in Jersey. And she got fairly well known and picked up and became a backup singer for Meatloaf on tour. So even that type of thing, someone like that toured with Meatloaf, it's interesting. It, also gets me potentially to be able to maybe get a chance to talk with him. Who the hell knows? But, have stuff like that. There's an unsigned band that I love that you always see the shirt on. It was on the Tommy and the ABBA video last 51 Peg. I could talk with them, but, they're awesome. Let's see, where are we going? Hold the line. Oh yeah. Don't worry about autocorrect unless you want to fix yourself in there. I can read that stuff, but, got it. Okay. That's so funny. Drum roll. Wise ass. Hold the Line is a great song. That was him playing guitar on that recording. Oh, that's so cool. I have to go look that up. Yeah, I just think Toto's musicianship was incredible. So Ghost sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know, right? If I can get Ghost, it would be amazing. Yeah, I talked to their tour person for the U.S., and they said, unfortunately, no press on this tour right now, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to touch back and see if I can, say, well, when there's time and he's settled a little bit, if it is anything open, we can do a quick Zoom thing. He doesn't have to do anything. Just throw a shirt on and talk. Doesn't have to go anywhere or be anywhere. That would be fun. So, all right. So let's see. We are at, what time are we at here? How long have I been doing this? I started around 2-ish. So it's been about an hour now. Is that where I can't even tell. How long the hell do I tell this has been going on? No idea. Zero clue. I didn't get a lot of viewers so far, but I do appreciate those that have been in here. I really do, because I had no idea how this was going to work out and what I was going to get. Yeah, I appreciate everyone being here, part of this channel. Anybody have any other questions they want to run by me? I mean, literally anything. I don't care what it is. Most likely music based, or at least about the channel. Let's put it that way. Don't ask me what my favorite food is. I'm not allowed. I'm not doing my 13 questions myself. Yeah. So let's see. Anybody vote for that? Let's see. Got 4 votes. Okay. I don't think the Q&A thing goes and puts up what I thought it was going to do. So that's really weird. Again, looking at something on YouTube that I've never used before. Okay, back to live chat. Got it. All right, so let's see here. So yeah, he's very, yeah. So he's a studio guy, studio musician, and that is fantastic. Those the heavy hitters that are in there. Oh my God, they call them something, and I can't think of the damn word right now. It'll come to me while I'm talking. But yeah, those guys that are just in the studio creating some of the greatest, riffs, and you have no idea what the hell they are, because they're just studio musicians. Hired gun. That's the word I'm looking for. Those studio musicians are hired guns. That's the slang-ish term, I believe, in the music industry for that. Let's see. Airy Blue says, I've also seen a concert. Celine Dion. Oh, Roxette. I love Roxette. I was so upset when Marie passed. That was a beep shame. Oh man, that sucked. I hear you. Wow. Ugh, that's sad. I really, really agree. If you watch some of my decade videos, whenever Roxette comes on, you'll see me, do a little thing, or like anytime it's something like that. As a matter of fact, I want to do a live show soon about Ace Frehley passing, Ozzy Osbourne passing, like the musicians that influenced me somehow, whether it be early in life or later in life, and the losses, like the most recent passings. I'm not going to go all the way back to Prince, because I could have 5 shows just talking about that, and I'll be crying half the time. But yeah, stuff like that. I totally agree. Marie is greatly missed. Dolores Cranberries, Dolores O'Riordan. absolutely amazing. I was such a huge Cranberries fan, and such a shame when she passed. That was, man, you got a lot of artists at that time frame that, you know, took their matters into their own hands, and, you know, it's just sad. Okay, we're not going to dwell on that. Ugh, my Lord. Again, any questions for me, hit me up. Favorite band, favorite musician. Let me see. Let's throw something at you guys. So, did you, my Swedish people and those that are ABBA fans in this chat, and anyone who's watching this later, throw it in the comments, was the first time you listened to them an experience that you were like, oh my God, it like changed your life, like when I listened to Kiss? Or was it like, okay, not bad, and then you heard them later and like, okay, these guys are pretty good. Okay, you know, like that. Was it like instantaneously were you attracted to them? Or was it kind of like, let's take some time and figure this out? You know, give you an example. Like when I first heard Duran Duran, Def Leppard, all that stuff like that, it was kind of like, okay, these guys are really cool. Like I borrowed Pyromania in '83 from one of my female classmates in 8th grade, and it fell into my catalog. It fell into my playlist. I wanted to keep the record. Def Leppard is my favorite rock band of all time. Absolute favorite band of all time. I got their first album back here, which I have this weird thing On Through the Night. Oh, that's why I realize you can't see my damn video stuff when I'm showing stuff on the camera, because I have the little blur on in the background. So if I get rid of that blur, there we go, it won't be that much of an issue anymore. And I broke my microphone, and now you'll be able to see stuff. There's a big glare, but yeah, I have this one. By the way, this is my favorite logo of Def Lep, with the double line and the F. You'll see this reprinted. It's even on the back. You'll see this reprinted a lot, but it will have the single line. And I don't want the single line. I want the double line, because that's what I know. And that is one of my favorite things. So let's see, what else we got? Yeah, I know. Such a shame, Annika. I know all about that, and it was brutal. Brain cancer is freaking horrible. All right, Ari, my influence when it comes to music was also, oh my God, George Michael. His Faith album, top to bottom, is pop perfection. I am not kidding. It is one of my absolute favorite things. And I like the non-single songs more than I like the single songs, on that album. Some of them are amazing, and you wouldn't think about it, like, what is this weird thing? But, oh, it's so good. I agree. My favorite drummer. Give me a second on that one. Wow. So yeah, getting back to Def Leppard being my first rock band that I loved. They became my favorite rock band, even though Kiss was my first influence there. Def Leppard, my favorite rock band. Duran Duran is my favorite band of all time, just top to bottom. And Prince is my favorite artist of all time. So that's funny, Annika. Was it you that told me that? Maybe. You told me about that, and in a comment about your mom using that as the babysitter, and your sister, there was somebody younger than you that liked it as well, but you don't know if they do anymore. Or was that you that made that comment, or was somebody else? Because it was a very similar thing in my thing. But that stuck in my brain, the mom babysitting thing, kind of like the old adage of sit the kid in front of the TV crap way back in the day. All right, so let's get into favorite drummer. Oh my God, and throw some more questions at me, people. Seriously, having one at a time is kind of like so I answer it and then I got to figure something else to talk about. So throw some questions at me. Favorite drummer. Oh, can I give you a few and then maybe whittle it down? Like, first off, I'm going to go percussion and tell you Sheila E. is one of the most amazing percussionists I have ever heard. Massive props to Sheila, without question. Okay, let's get into drummers. The obvious ones in my brain automatically: Neil Peart, Phil Collins is an incredible drummer. You know who doesn't get a lot of like notice and is underappreciated, I think. And I know he didn't play live on the first record, but he's not a great, oh my God, favorite drummer, but the drummer from Poison, Ricky Rocket, that dude can play drums. So that was just something I want to bring out. Underappreciated in my opinion. Favorite drummers, oh my God. I mean, Prince is an incredible drummer. Just going to tell you that because he played drums on every one of his damn albums in the beginning and everything. So just musicianship wise is but overall drums. Mike Portnoy, one of my absolute favorite drummers. Actually had one of my superstar stories, but real fast. I had like lunch with him in the diner one day after a drum clinic in Jersey. It was like amazing. I'm not going to go into the details of it because it's not necessary, but that was really fun. So I got to talk music a little bit with him. God, another drummer. Another drummer. Oh yeah, that was your mom. Okay, so it was you with that story. I remember that was, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. You popped it up there. I don't even remember. But then again, the last 4 months went by so fast. I have no clue. Mental health crap is it. Back to drummers. Holy cow! And you're right, Annika. He was definitely the king of Euro pop ballads. He was the man, George Michael, without question. All right, so going back to drummers. Holy cow! Wow. I'm just ripping through my brain of incredible drummers. So, like I said, Portnoy, I got that. Alex Van Halen is a very solid drummer. Like, incredible. Has such a unique sound. You can, like, if you're a musician and you know Van Halen, you could hear him playing drums. Like, you just know that's his tuning and style. Oddly enough, here's one to throw back from you. Way back when, Stryper, that Christian band, whatever. Robert Sweet, the drummer from there, he was called the Visual Timekeeper, I believe, with all his blonde hair flying around, like swinging his head around, arms all over the place, whatever you call it. And I think another amazing drummer was in the Foo Fighters, which we all know about. Pardon me, I'm doing something real quick here. The Foo Fighters drummer, I mean, that whole thing when he passed away was just absolutely nuts. I mean, the concert for Taylor was amazing. I thought that was incredible. The bands that came out to do that, just absolutely amazing. So yeah, let's see, old school stuff. Bonham, monster drummer. I mean, geez, his kid's even incredible too. Oh my God. So yeah, I'll stop there because I mean I can pull drummers out of it. Those are the ones that pop into my brain like right away. Ones that I knew of. Sorry, another one you might not think about. Ready for this one? Karen Carpenter was an incredible drummer for the style of what she did, and to be able to sing the way she did on top of playing. So there's a fun one for you. Let's get into this. What Roxette, that was my mom. Michael's, okay, from Santana. John Bonham. See, I just said that. And those, okay, gotcha. For those guys, I don't know that group of people at the guy at the end there. But I know, that they played with them. Just never paid attention to the name. Geez. Even the drummer from Ghost, the Nameless Ghoul, right now live, that drummer, just saw him twice in the past, 6 months, was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Live drummer is amazing. Yeah, so that's that. So let's move on from drummers. All right, let me see how many people are actually here anymore. Oh my God, there's only 3 of you here. That's hilarious. So I think I'm going to get this close to being done. If you guys want to talk a little bit more about some stuff, let me know. And see if you want to do that. So let's throw a super chat goal up in here. and go from there. Show how I'll celebrate. I don't even know how to celebrate. Stay live longer. That's my thing. All right. So, being a guitar player, favorite guitar players, I have that, but that can take forever too. So I'm not even thinking I'm going to go into that. That would be funny. I've been live for an hour and 20. That's not bad. What am I missing? I'm supposed to be hitting this thing, and it should be going. And did it go? I can't tell if it went. Nope, didn't go. So part of the delay. Let's see, Annika. I heard Karen was playing. Yeah, seriously. Karen Carpenter was an insane drummer. Absolutely insane. Loved what she did at the time. You think about it, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. Incredible musician. Such a shame what happened to her too. Holy crap. All right, let's get back into music. So the influences that I've had music-wise, I've gone over the favorites. Actually, you know what? Let's not worry about that. I don't care about that. You guys don't want to hear that. What else do you want to talk about? Let's go. Let's give me something here. Give me a topic. Let's make a free-for-all. My viewers can discuss what we want to discuss. Let's go. The Q&A type thing. We'll just throw it as in, give me something. Ari, let's go back to your original statement. George Michael, got it. My musical influence motivated me to write my own lyrics. Okay. Who is that person? That was your influencey motivator, Mr. Ari Blue. Blue Noir. I like it. Ari Blue Noir. Cool name. By the way, when I'm looking over here, I have the chat on that side. And this is my studio thing. And that's you. Just so you know where I'm looking and what's going on. Okay. So topics. Give me a topic. Let's go. When you go live again, we'll show up favorite guitar player. Oh, right. Prince, without question. My absolute favorite guitar player has been since I was a kid. It just stays there because of his virtuosity. And some people are, it's, it can go either way. It's a positive, negative thing here. Steve Vai. I just think he is incredible. What he's learned, what he's done, his skill playing. I like his style. Not a lot of people do. That's too perfect, but I love him. Prince, in my opinion, was probably one of the overall best guitarists ever. And he wasn't really known for being a guitar player for the longest time. And it was sad. Like, holy cow. But yeah, absolutely insane. If you've never watched him, at the end of the Hall of Fame year that George Harrison got in, My Guitar Gently Weeps. Watch that with Prince. Just type in Prince, My Guitar Gently Weeps, and watch that performance when he played the encore of that, that ending show there for the ending part for George, with George's son playing on acoustic. Tom Petty was singing lead. It was a really, really cool thing. So Prince, absolutely. The solo from Bat Dance is ridiculous. The opening to Let's Go Crazy. The guitar solo for Let's Go Crazy, the opening to When Doves Cry. Just all those little tiny things. I mean, he even did the beginning of Like a Prayer. Yeah, he did the guitar part for Like a Prayer. I always want to say Like a Virgin because it's the same damn thing. Yeah. Mark Knopfler. See, Mark, I agree with. And I remember him saying something, you don't need to be fast to be good. His style of finger picking, very jealous. Really good. I'll agree with Mark. Absolutely. Gary Moore, I know the name, but I know nothing of his stuff. And I know that Tommy's a huge fan. I noticed the t-shirt that he had on in that video too. And Brian May, I mean, the Red Special. The dude plays with a coin. I have no idea how he plays with a coin at all. Let me show you what I use as a kid. These were Dunlops. This is literally one of the picks I used as a kid. You ready? How much this thing bends? Talk about play with a coin. Like, it just bends. It's a light. You can, oh my God, I've snapped so many of these things, but I like that for how I was playing as a kid. Now that I'm going to start playing again and relearning this instrument, I'm trying to put the pick back. I'm going to probably go a little heavier and focus on my picking hand and get that going on. But yeah, I used to use thins. Brian May using a something thickness of a quarter, like that's a big thing to be having on a string. I mean, I don't know how the hell you play with metal. There's no give. Even like, a heavy pick, there's no real give, but there's something. I can't bend a quarter. I can bend a heavy plastic piece, incredible. Let's see. So where are we going? I saw the others were left in the dust like you didn't know. Yeah, right. The Prince thing on there. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know until recently, actually. I literally did not know that. It was like a Prince, piece of trivia that didn't hit my brain until I heard that. But I know he did so many guest appearances on things. Jamie Starr, all these different type of names he had uncredited because he didn't want to be known. He wanted the artists to, get their own accolades by their own efforts and their own everything instead of just, Prince played on this. He didn't want to have that. He wanted the artists to, thrive and grow themselves, which I thought was really cool. So, yes. How many people are actually here with me? If you're here with me, talk to me, say hi, ask a question. Let's go. Giving you guys garbage or crap, whatever we want to use. Oh yeah, by the way, the Prince sign of the times right there. If you look up in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to try to do this. Right there, there's gold print on it. And as a matter of fact, the Rat album I had behind the Def Leppard one, the same thing. Promo record. I just bought this in LA. Just was able to get a hold of this double in LA. And it's one of these. Promotional use only, must go back, return upon demand, blah, blah, blah. So these are hard to find because they're rare. They're only given to either stores, DJs, radio stations, whatever it might be. And they're meant to be given back because they're not purchased or whatever. They're just, free demos. And this is in incredible condition with the sleeves and everything. Everything's all good inside here. Double album. And it was like $35. Like, how am I going to pass on that? So, yeah. I just had to pull this off. I went to see Ghost the other day with a little Papa doll that I gave out. It was funny. I had the VIP section. Some of these are hanging here. Yeah, this is the most recent VIP pass was this one. I was seeing Ghost, and this was the first one I had when I went to MSG. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun doing those shows. Incredible. Oh, got a chance to meet, let's see, you guys from the UK. Do you remember Vanessa Warwick that used to do Headbangers Ball in Europe back in the day, MTV era? Well, she is now the spokesperson or talking head, whatever word you want to use. She is the interviewer and works with Ghost, followed him on tour, and they did the Ghoul Bangers Ball, which they called it. And she was the host of GTV. And I got to meet her when I went to MSG, got to see her again in LA. And I was like, "Do you remember me?" And she goes, "Of course I remember you. I remember the kilt," because I was wearing a kilt, and that was really cool. So I got a chance to see her again, BS a little bit. And let's see, I got some other stuff I want to read too that you guys just said. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun to do that, and that show was great. All right, so let's move on. Let's see. Where are we going? Airy Blue. Mark Knopfler was amazing guitar. Yes. Lead singer of Level 42. Oh, yeah, I have no idea. And I don't even know about that. I remember Level 42-ish. They had a hit or two. I know them. And I actually appreciated them, to be honest with you. I cannot remember the name of the song either. But, or the name of the dude. Let's see. Gary Moore still got the blues. Okay. Over the Hills and Far Away, the Lauren. He was out. Got it. Sweet copy of the record. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Airy Blue. Have I ever looked at other people's channels? Yeah, absolutely. I am a massive fan of the charismatic voice, Elizabeth. She was one of my I actually started following her back during the pandemic when she wasn't even doing reactions, I don't think yet, music reactions. But she, she's a skilled opera singer. has so much knowledge. Like, I know the music side of stuff, but she knows the music, the theory, the singing, the everything behind it. Like, she just blows me away. So I've been following. Yes, I know Ghost of Swedish as well. Lacrima. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I watch her shows. Actually a subscribed. I joined her channel, so I, pay her monthly, like some have memberships here with me, as well on Patreon. So I do that with her. I watch the Professor of Rock. I've been a follower of his since he started. And I am a Patreon patron of his as well. So I do spend my money on other creators. I love him. I love what he does with his channel. I hate what's happening to him. It's happening to me a little bit too with the copyright stuff, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm not talking about copyright in here because no thanks. Too much weird stuff, but it's cool to see some of those guys. I know of a few more reactors. There's another group of guys that I know, and I always mess up the name of I think it's Love and Music Unite. I want to say that, but I'm going to verify because I feel like a doofus. Sorry, Music and Worlds Unite. See, I was wrong. Music and Worlds Unite. I'm friends with those guys. Well, one of the main gentleman, Troy, we became friendly online through a mutual viewer, Scott Rooney. He views both, and the reaction. I love the way they do the reactions. They're really interesting. They do. If you want to go check them out, they're awesome. They do full album reactions a lot, and there's 2 of them. And what they do is they'll listen to an album during their free time. And that's going to be like their next thing they record. They'll listen to the record 3 times in their own time, whatever it is. So 3 times straight through. And then they get together. And then Troy plays a piece of the track of each one I'm going to talk about. And then they break down each track individually from Troy's side, from his partner's side, which I'm sorry, I cannot remember his name to save my life right now. And they do that, and that's amazing. So I like watching them as well. So, so that's that. That's the few that I do watch. I know there are. Oh, you know what? There's another guy I was watching for a while too, rap artist, and I cannot think of his name to save my life right now. And his show is really cool. I've watched Verticile. I think that's how he pronounces his name. He's pretty cool. He's funny as hell. Does a lot of rap. Did a lot of Eminem for the first time, like all of his albums. He's like, who the hell is this guy? I have watched. Yeah, I got to figure out Pegasus, something Pegasus. I can't remember the hell the name of it was, but it was something Pegasus. I'm going to look that up real fast. I'm not going to do my phone. I'm just going to do it online a lot faster. I could just search and see if I get anything. Yeah, his stuff is really cool. I actually got a lot of ideas for how to, hold my studio and how to, do some stuff from watching him, and I appreciated it. Pegasus music review. Let me see. What is this guy? There it is. Black Pegasus. I thought that was right, but I don't want to say it. He's fantastic. He's got a lot of viewers too. He's at about 500,000. Yeah, he's over 500,000 subscribers. Black Pegasus, really cool. Rap artist that gets into, let's see, real quick. I'm looking at Young Americans from Bowie. He did the Lady Marmalade. Listen to that, the Christina Aguilera Pink, cover. Like did stuff like that. He listens to a whole bunch of stuff, and he also brings out other people, other musicians, other rappers that he's already heard the songs, and then he gets them to hear for the first time and discusses it with them. And he also has some, he also has some originals as well. I don't really watch those, watch everything that he has, but just to answer your question, yeah, that is a few of the people that I do watch. I think other reactors are awesome to watch. I don't consider anybody out there competition because that's just ridiculous if you think about it. It's like we're all doing the same thing. I'm over here clicking stuff, so don't mind me. I'm not looking at you. But why have competition? Like, I think everyone should be able to do what they do, even if we all do the same songs. Who cares? You know how many times I did Ghost? I did the first 3 Ghost singles from the Skeleton album in the order they were released. And Satan Eyes was first, and then Lacrima, and then I did Peacefield, and I've never heard them before. So I did those. That to me was amazing. So yeah, I just appreciate that type of thing. Let's see. So there's your answer on that one. Let's see. Go Swedish 2, Mark and level. Okay, I have no, Mark King. Okay, I'm not sure. Level 42. I think he was talking about the guitar player, though, so I'm not really sure, Annika, but it's fine. We can find that stuff out later. Are we really down to just you three still watching? I do appreciate the hell out of it, but it's like, how many people are watching this damn thing? Let's go. How many bodies? Just 3. Just you 3 if you're still with me, which I do appreciate. So it's a hangout session with all 3 of you. I love it. So yeah, hour and a half. Maybe I should cut this because I really don't have anything else to really go into. Just want to say, thanks. I really appreciate everyone being here. Specifically my main 3 who were talking to me the whole time. Oh, hold on. I just saw somebody. Let me see the name. Hold on. I can't. No, is that you? Hold on. Let me verify what's going on here. That is, that's my friend. Hi, Miri. How are you? I saw you. Welcome. What's that? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that in Swedish because I'm not sure of all the characters over the letters, and I'm not going to be a fool. I have a really good German friend that was teaching me the different sounds with the umlauts and things like that the other day, and it was hilarious. Like, my mouth doesn't make those noises sometimes. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so thank you to Airy Blue for coming out and talking with me, Annika, and obviously Maria, since she started the whole entire thing, the questions going. Thank you for the 3 of you that were here. Thank you for Miri, who jumped in to say hi. And that's it. So I think I'm going to, just the 3 of us. Exactly. Or 3 of you is the 4 of us right now. I think I'm going to cut it. It's an hour and 37 minutes. Yes, I agree, Maria. This was a quick thing. I'm going to post a lot. I'm going to make a short little video about going live once a week and showing how the wheel's going to work. I'm just going to make a little quick thing like that so people know what it looks like. And I'm actually debating on what day. Like, what day and what time should I go live? Because I really want to include all of my other countries' viewers. And Sweden is number 2 out of all my viewers because of ABBA, obviously. It was, what did I just read? Thanks to you too. Oh, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Annika. Oh my God. Again, lost my train of thought. This is hilarious. I guess I have, squirrel brain today. Oh yeah, the video. That's right. I'm going to make that short video so everybody knows what's going on, and the time. That's what I was talking about. So I'm trying to figure out what time during the week or weekend or whatever day, like I want to have a set time that I go live every week. So whether it be like a Wednesday night to me at 6 p.m., that's a lot later for Sweden, a lot later. There's a lot of people from Japan that watch because I've done some Band-Maid songs. I have Sweden twice now with Tommy and Ghost as well, but Ghost is massive everywhere. So I have my viewers everywhere at Fridays. I was thinking about Friday. I just don't want to lock myself into a weekend date where if something I have coming up where I'm going away or whatever, it hasn't happened in fucking forever. Ooh, I just cursed. Beep. Beep. Hasn't happened in forever, but man, it may. So who knows? But yeah, I'm just really trying to debate the time as well. This is good for you, a Sunday at like 2. I kind of want to do it where everyone's home and doesn't have to worry about anything. I also don't want to get in the middle of everyone's vacation time or, doing family stuff or just going out on a weekend. That's one of the other reasons why I didn't want to touch the weekend. But I will consider Friday. In fact, I think I might put a poll out on the video too or something. Or in the posts. By the way, for those who are watching this video, my community on the YouTube channel, I put posts in there a lot. You guys can put stuff in there too. And go from there. So don't forget that was an option and you can see what's coming up, new videos, stuff I'm working on. Hey, sorry, my brain is messed up, not doing anything. I've always been, keeping up to date as much as I can. Maria, thank you. I appreciated you hanging out with me and going live. I knew this would be fun. I just want to get some, got to get a lot more bodies in here and a lot more interaction. That would be more fun for me. Gives me less dead time. I can't stand dead time in this type of format. So when I'm like looking at stuff and typing, it's like in my brain, I'm like, this is horrible. I know you guys probably don't care, but some people might. Some people might want a live perfect show, but you're not going to get one. Not here. Sunday early evening around 7. Gotcha. Okay. I will keep those things in mind. Now, during the week, let me ask you these questions. So we have, let's see, who gave me? So Ari gave me Friday. Annika gave me that time. Maria said it this time is good too. So let me say, during the week, what is the absolute latest for my Swedish people that you would be like, I'm not going to watch a live now. It's too late. Like, what's the number? They'd be like, okay, yeah, I can watch that. So what would be, yeah, right now it is 3:50. So 2 to 3, yeah, that time exactly. I started this one around 2 o'clock. So you guys are 6 ahead of me. It's 8:50 right now for you. So I'm sorry, you're 5 ahead of me. 5 ahead of me now. So that makes sense. So yeah, but during the week, what is like the absolute latest you would do Monday through Friday? I'm going to go watch a Jersey Gen X, or I'm going to go watch We're All Gen X here, blah, blah, blah. What is the latest on your side that you would do? Don't worry about my time. I'll figure out your time. Or if you want to just type in, EST after that too, you can do that. But I was just curious what times would be good for you guys. So yeah, I got to keep hydrating, getting dry mouth and things like that. I have to eat too. I haven't eaten yet at all. And it's almost 4 o'clock. Sorry if that water sound was on there. I got to make sure to check that. Yeah, so I'm going to wait real quick for you guys to give me an idea of the times. So 8 to 9 is your latest. Okay. That's cool. That gives me a 3 or 4 start. Okay. Between 2 and 4 p.m. my side. Got it. That makes sense. I'm assuming, Ari, you're from Europe as well, Sweden, in that area. Am I guessing correctly? I'm literally just assuming. But you know what I wish? I wish I could play music on this thing. I really wish I could play music live, like actual music you guys know, like, recorded popular music. You cannot. And, oh man, does that suck? It sucks so hard. Anyway, yeah, the wheel thing I want to do. And, okay, I'll check that out too. Thank you, Maria. 9 to 10 CT. Got it. Okay, that's fine. You're a little bit later. That's cool. Gives me an idea. I try to, be cognizant of that when I plan things. When I do premieres, I try to, do that. Sometimes when I slap one up at noon, it's just because it's like in between for everybody, kind of, sort of. For that type of music, I know you guys are awake out there. So cool. That works. So the Q&A thing I'm going to do eventually, that's questions for the artist. That's going to be a different thing whenever that happens, but the live with the wheel, I think that's the idea. And how it's going to work, I'm going to roll, again, the wheel thing real fast. I might have missed this. The first wheel, when I post it, is going to be showing the wheel spinning and stopping on the theme and showing you what that is. And then that'll be up there. And then I'll have the Google document link on that. I don't know if I'm going to do a short with the wheel, the beginning, the Q&A. You guys can, throw the music at me, not Q&A, the musical options and choices that you come up with, what you think of your favorite songs in your brain fit the theme, whatever one you want to share. And then we'll talk about it a little bit. You can give your side of it, why you like it so much, how it affected your life. And that's kind of the fun thing. I just want to do interaction with my viewers, because that's really what lives are all about. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Yes, they do. Okay. So Netherlands, got it. Excellent. Thank you. So I think it's gonna be really cool for interaction that way. And the theme stuff works really well. I can incorporate some fun ones. Oh yeah, one of the themes was Hall of Fame. Any song that you give me had to have been from an artist in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That is a U.S. thing, but I guess it's, it's considered a thing over there, but I'm not really sure. I know you guys don't have that type of thing out here. I know you guys just had the Brit Awards, but that's not the same type of thing. Yeah, what is your Hall of Fame math out there? Do you guys have a music Hall of Fame in Europe that I should know about, or I probably do and don't remember? I have no idea. So that's the thing I'm going to look up too, unless somebody slaps me an answer real fast before I bounce off this thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to get at. And I want to start doing that soon. So hopefully next week or sometime in the middle of this week, depending on what day I want to run it. So that's that. So I appreciate you being here. I'm going to sign off and say thank you to all that and take care. Oh, you know what I got to do? Where I can move this logo on and off. I got to put the thing on there, that I do when I sign off. So that way I can have that on the screen every time, right? Okay, so I am going to end this feed and say thank you. The chat is going to still be on for a little bit. If you guys have any more answers, I will sit here for a little while. Probably going to be like maybe a minute of this ending, but that's all I got. So I appreciate the three of you, Maria, Annika, and Airy Blue. Thank you for showing up. So cool. Really means a lot, especially for my first live. I wasn't talking to myself for like 20 minutes and killing it. So thank you again. And Miri as well. My one of my viewers, Miri, showed up. So that's really cool. So 4 of you that I knew of that were in here. Thank you, Annika. I appreciate that so much. Good night to everybody. That's all I got. So as I always tell you, listen to a killer song today. I don't care who it is. Just go make yourself happy. So as always, love you guys. Peace out. Rock on. And later. Oh, by the way, check out my new outro. What do you think?